Now we want to take you to Florida, where it's Godspeed Take 2. The mega rocket Artemis 1 on its launch pad, getting ready for its scheduled liftoff. The launch window is set to open at 11:17 a.m. our time tomorrow.
And we've got quite the guest with us this week. Retired NASA astronaut Garrett Reisman to discuss the monumental moment. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your service to our country.
No, you don't have to thank me. I had a great time doing it.
Yeah. So what should we expect tomorrow, and why does this matter so much?
Well, I hope what you should expect is to see a big rocket launch into the sky. It didn't work out that great the first time we tried, but this is really tricky. This is a very complicated machine, and there's a million things that have to go perfectly correctly to get to that 10, 9, 8, so the whole countdown all the way down to 0.
Right.
And if everything's not in the green and ready to go, they'll stop it, because this is a test flight, and they have to get it right and take good care of this rocket. It's the only one that they have for this mission.
And it's also weather dependent, but so far it's looking like hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. Okay, so let's say that it does go off without a hitch tomorrow. Talk to us about the mission itself and how significant it really is.
Well, the mission is really exciting because this is the first time we have a vehicle that's designed to carry people that can go beyond low Earth orbit. You know, so when I was on the space shuttle and up on the space station, we weren't really that far away. I mean, we're a little bit over 200 miles up. The moon is like 250,000 miles away, okay? So that's like a lot further. And we haven't been back there. The last time we had people that far away from Earth, I was 4 years old. Yeah, so it's been a long time, and that's why it's so exciting to see that we're getting back to that capability of going as far away as the moon and hopefully someday even further.
And we've got some animation, I think, of what the flight path itself would look like, which is quite something when you think about going all the way there and all the way back as well. So you talked about this. They used to go to the moon, and then we stopped for a while. Why'd we stop? Why are we going back now? Why is the moon so important right now?
Well, you know, going to the moon is not easy. It's expensive. In fact, if you look, we've been working since 2006 on this spacecraft Orion, 2011 on the rocket, and all told in that time, we've spent $50 billion. So this is not a cheap thing to do. We decided after the Apollo era and after to focus around the Earth. So we had Skylab, and then we eventually had the space shuttle, and then we had the space station. And that consumed all of our resources and all of our budget. It was really now, with the end of the space shuttle program, that we could consider going back to the moon and going beyond.
And how long will this particular mission last? This
one's 37 days. It changes every day. So it was 42 if we would have launched the first time. Now it's 37. We'll still come back on October 11th. And it's going to go out there, and it's going to go, if it all goes swimmingly, then it'll circle around the moon. It's going to dive in close and get a real close-up look to the moon. And then it's going to pull further away, and then it's going to go into a big oval circle around the moon. And when it's at its farthest point, it's going to be the furthest away that any vehicle that's designed for humans has ever achieved.
And this is a look right now at what that path could look like. I mean, is all of this really getting ready for Mars? Is that what this is about?
I mean, that's why I'm excited about it, because the thing about going back to the moon, people say, well, why? We've been there, done that. Why should we go back? There are good scientific reasons, and there are geopolitical reasons, especially with other countries like China getting close to being able to do the same thing. So, but for me, the most exciting reason is that we haven't spent much time on the moon. And so when I was on the space station, on the space shuttle, we were above the atmosphere, but we're below the magnetic field of the Earth. So we're still protected from the nasty radiation that's out there. We know what kind of radiation is out there, but since we haven't spent much time living out there, we don't know exactly what that does to people. If you go to the moon, you could spend a week, you could then spend a month, then you could spend a year, and we could figure out how to do this safely. If you go directly to Mars, you're immediately signing up for about a 2.5-year trip. And so there's no creeping up on this, and you can't turn around and come home if you know, if things aren't going well. So the moon is a better testing ground for that kind of thing.
Well, you spent 107 days up in space, and we're going to talk to you more about that when we come back. So we have so much more with Garrett, right?
Yeah, and talk about space tourism, too. How maybe the rest of us can get up there. Maybe not to the moon, maybe not the 2.5-year mission, but we will find out what it's like being in space. Garrett really has some incredible stories from the International Space Station, his life after NASA, including his work now at USC. More with Garrett when we come back.